oppressed people. That's it. Thank you. So before I keep y'all long, I wanted to bring up another local community member here. Her name is Ashley, and she'll be giving a speech as well. So everyone give a round of applause for Ashley.
Hello. My name is Ashley Finley. I'm a local organizer, but most recently, one of the co-founders of the new Black Lives Matter Salt Lake City. And so we're really excited to be here and really grateful to all of you for showing up for this good work. I'm a little nervous. I haven't been to a rally or anything really big because, one, I'm really fucking burnt out. And also, because I'm just nervous about, this pandemic, which is killing my people almost as fast as the state is. But I'm here, and so I'm really happy to be here. Thank you. When we thought of the idea of creating Black Lives Matter Salt Lake City, we thought specifically of an organization or of a group that really honored the radical and revolutionary ancestors that came before us. We thought about our mothers and our grandmothers and our great-grandmothers and our great aunties. Oh, yes! This is Asia. Asia's another co-founder of Salt Lake City. Look at her! We thought about our sisters who have been doing this work for so long with, and how we're in the same place, right? Before I came here, I was talking to my partner about how abolishment and the idea of abolishing these systems and tearing this shit down is so important because it doesn't matter how many board tables we sit at or how many Ivy League schools we go to, or how many suits we wear, or if we pull our pants up, they're still gonna kill us. And we're tired of dying. We don't have time, y'all. We really don't have time to think of the idea of asking nicely for reform. We don't have time to think of the idea of saying Black Lives Matter too, to appease the white masses. We've been doing that for at least 57 years, right? At the very least. And so Black Lives Matter Salt Lake City started from almost an ancestral calling, I would say, to get this shit done. Woo! But also, when we're in these streets and we're screaming and fighting and marching and talking about the despair and talking about the death and talking about the hopelessness, it's also important to remember the resilience, to remember the power, the joy, our survival, and thriving in spite of the news. And so when we're in these rallies, I just want y'all to take a moment and honor that too. Honor the fact that we are still here. And yes, they're trying to make it so we're not, but we are. And God damn it, we're gonna still be here tomorrow and the day after and the day after that. And as Black people exist in the future. And so, yes, Asia. That's all I really wanted to say. I'm so happy to be here. Thank y'all for taking the time to be in solidarity with us and be in solidarity with our survival. And I'm going to see if Asia, my sister, wants to say anything.
Hi. I don't have a speech prepared or anything. I just want to let you know a little bit about me. I'm a social worker. I moved here from Los Angeles, California a little over 2 years ago. And I started working with the unhoused population. And at the time I was working with a police agency. And while I was working with them, I think I was very naive thinking that I'd be able to make change within that system. But that system was bigger than me. And it's entrenched in a lot of beliefs and practices that are harder to take down than just having a social worker out there in the streets with police. And so I saw a lot of things, my thinking and my roles in the work that I was doing, and I eventually left that position because I feel like it went against my own values. And so when the opportunity came up to join Black Lives Matter Salt Lake City, I thought it was excellent that we were all coming together, because I think we're realizing that as much as we've tried to reform these systems, it just can't be reformed. They're built in such a way that they can't be reformed. These systems are going to have to die. They're going to have to be torn down. And we are going to have to build a better world. I think if we can imagine a better world, it is possible. We have to believe that it is, though. And we can't let people tell us that it can't be done, because it can. And so I hope that all of us coming together today will see the strength in our numbers and our power, in our passion, and know that even if it's just here in Salt Lake City, a difference can be made.
Woo!
And so don't take that for granted, that what's happening here isn't going to ripple throughout the country, because it is, and it will continue to. So that's all I'd say. Black Lives Matter, justice for Bernardo, justice for everyone who's being thrown in jail for these outrageous charges like gang enhancement and all that stuff. Ridiculous. We're not going to stand for it, and we're not going to let them get away with it either. So that's all I have to say. Thank you, y'all.
Thank you so much. Disrupt and dismantle. Woo. I don't know who to give the mic to. Who is going? Hi. Are you next?
Oh, this is my mommy.
Oh, hi, Mommy.
I am so proud of my daughter. I didn't think that she would do things like this. She's so brave. I want to say all of you are so brave being here, supporting each other. You are the new millennium that stops most of the old school type of thinking. It's up to you. I'm depending on you as a senior citizen to come together more, to genuinely love and respect each other, to genuinely support and back each other up, and genuinely support the laws that need to be abided by everybody, so that everyone has a right to be supported, to be to have due diligence in the systems that we have, to change the rules, to make sure that our police officers are trained, and that they're trained longer instead of 3 months. Make the training longer to where they can get psychological help and know how to deal with people. Some people are just doing this just for the money and don't really realize that they don't have people skills in order to get this done. So I am with you. I may not be with you in the end, but I am with you. I thank you for standing up and doing the things that you do today. There's a universal song that we sing I sang it over in Europe. It's called Oh Happy Day. You know that song?
Yeah.
All right? Everybody get your hands in and go like this. Oh happy day, oh happy day, oh happy day, when Jesus washed, repeat what I'm saying, when Jesus washed, he washed my sins away. Oh happy day, it was a happy, oh happy day, he taught me how oh Lord, good God, oh Lord, fight and pray, oh yeah, and in rejoice, sing every day, oh Lord, good God, every day, one more time, oh happy day, oh happy day, oh happy day, when Jesus washed, when Jesus washed, when Jesus washed, he washed my sins away. Oh happy day, oh happy day, oh happy day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for speaking. So really quick before I introduce the next speaker, I just wanted to mention the Black August posters that local propagandists put together for this event. So feel free to take one and bring it with you down onto the Black August teach-in. And so the next person I'm going to introduce is Lavelle, who's another local community organizer.
How y'all doing?
Good.
All right, we out here for the Black August, man. So, what Black August meant to me, being incarcerated in California for 16 months, Chino, and this 4 years in Centinela. You know, and what's going on now is still, you know what I'm saying, what's going on back then. So ain't nothing changed, you know, what's going on, especially with my charges right now. Try to get that everything dropped, you know. It's good to see everybody out here, though. And just going through that whole book, the George Jackson, everything, Blood in My Eyes, Saw That Brothers, his prison letters, that was like my Bible. And being incarcerated, going through the years, you know, because that's a weapon right there. You know, dissect that whole book in and out. It's like a real weapon. So I take that with me everywhere I go to this day. And just seeing everybody that's game with everything with it. That's real good. You know, and just being in that system where it's just everybody just like, it's like it's racial tension, you know, than when it is out here in incarceration. But it's interracial. We're out there just collecting with your peoples. You want to play with your peoples, you deal with your peoples, and that's it, you know. And with George Jackson, him and some other Hispanic guy, man, they were trying to come together, you know, whether it's really the minority should go against, you know what I'm saying, the law, you know what I'm saying, and but the systems have us all, the way it's built is have us all broke down. So I'm gonna watch with y'all today, and just want to say everybody, man, have a good day, have a good night. Woo!
All right, so we're going to have one more person speak here, and then right after, we're going to start walking down to Pioneer Park. Will everyone give it up for Daoud?
No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace. No racist. Police. Period. Hi everyone, my name is Daoud Moomin. I'm a community organizer here in Salt Lake City. And before I start, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for showing up, not only just once, but twice, but consistently We have been in these streets for such a long time, and it is powerful that you guys as allies, as comrades, as people in this fight, continue to be a part of this fight. So give a round of applause for each other. I think about the term police brutality often because it connotes the idea that there is something non-brutal about the police. Jacob Blake shot 7 times in the back in front of his children, attempted murder. It's a failure to the police because it's not only violence their goal, but black death, black trauma, black suffering that we will not stand for anymore. It isn't about police brutality. It's police is brutality. Police is violence, and police equates to black death. We should not be fighting for black people once they have left this earth, but when they're still here, and Jacob Blake is still here, and we must stand for him, fight for him, and care for him. Black people are currently at the hands and mercy of this country because this system was built without us in mind, and all of our rights were stolen because they were never ours to give or get, because to them we were just bodies, we were workers, we were those to be exploited, stripped of our humanity, but then made to think that we must fight the right way, the good way. Because there's what? No bad protester. There's no what?
No bad protester.
There's no what?
No bad protester.
But there's no good cops. And we must understand that these systems don't advantage us. And the government officials that claim to be fighting for us, but when their ounce of power is tested, they revolt back to these ideas of peaceful protest. What is peaceful about this fight? What is peaceful about our injustice? What is peaceful about those in power killing us? What's violent is homelessness. What's violent is poverty. What's violent is a lack of education. What's poverty is a lack of health care. But as soon as we say take it to the streets and fuck the police, to play by their rules, but we're gonna fucking break them. America's foundation is built off of racism, of patriarchy, of whiteness, of masculinity, and bad news, none of those things can be reformed. All of those things must be ended. It's our responsibility to one another to reimagine the world for us, by us, and with each other. Because Audre Lorde mentions how we cannot dismantle the master's house using the master's tool, and that is what peaceful protest is. Because when we say no justice, no peace, we mean it. We're gonna fight for it, and we're gonna continue fighting until they understand that we're not gonna stop. Because the people's power united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. But when is awareness not enough? When does awareness alone actually become violent? When you know about my trauma but choose nothing to do about it. When you repost and sit in the comfort of your home. When you speak up but bask in your whiteness.
Say that.
When you shout, but when fight comes to fight, you step back. You stay away from us. Awareness alone is a violent idea because you say knowing is enough. But black people say fuck you because doing is enough. And that's when action becomes consequential to our livelihood. When we have all of us standing together, how can we lose? We can't. Because the people united
Will never be defeated.
And that's what we're gonna keep doing. Staying united, staying together. Our liberation is interdependent. Our liberation is not separate, but collective. Because the question at hand is, if our liberation is interconnected, why isn't our fight to liberation collective? Why is our fight to liberation not in lockstep, in synchronous? Because the people in power, are on the same page. But the people that they oppress are reading different books. And we must get on the same page for our fight to be effective. So I want you all to challenge one another to learn, to grow. These ideas aren't as complex as they make it seem because our lack of education is their main access to power. When we don't know, they can do. What we don't have is because they've taken it from us. But if we don't know what they've taken from us, how can we fight back for it? But when does our lack of progress become our cue for rage? When does it allow us to start fighting back in smarter, more effective ways? What happens when Derek Kitchen steps back from the fight because he has one investigation against him, but there are people losing their lives on these murals? When Aaron Mendenhall makes a commitment to justice, but is buddy-buddy with Chief Brown, the one killing us. When Governor Herbert says we are a country united, but he is the one separating us by killing our people, we have a responsibility to one another. And that's because no one else is answering for us. We have to answer for ourselves. The ones that represent us in the halls of Congress do so when it's easy. Do so when it's convenient. But those that are fighting every single day, the ones that are poor, the ones that are uneducated, the ones that have no health care, the ones that are dying at the hands of the police, those are our leaders. Those are our fighters. Liberation must address the most oppressed. And that's our people. The ones that they leave out of their conversations. So no justice.
No peace.
I said no justice.
No peace.
No racist.
No peace.
And I want to touch on one last thing. When does our cry for peace become violent? When those who oppress us tell us how to liberate ourselves from their oppression, that is oppressive. I know it's a lot of oppression to keep up with, but bear with me. We follow, okay. Our people are dying and order seems more important than justice. Because justice to them is systems that fuck us over. Peace to them is staying quiet. And you want to know how we're making progress? Because the people in power are scared of us. The people in power threaten us with assault charges, with felonies, with stalking our protesters, because they know we're up to something. And you know what that something is? Our fight towards fucking liberation. So who's ready to fucking start marching? Y'all sound a little tired. I said, who is ready to start marching? Who is ready to make their voices heard? And who's gonna keep showing up because this fight is not over? Let's get it. So I'm gonna let Natasha give a few instructions.
Which way do you want to go? The corner? If you guys can kind of move toward this corner, we're gonna walk to Pioneer Park.
All right, y'all.
Okay, yeah, just wait for a couple of our organizers to get to the front, and then we'll start marching. And we're gonna try and keep it a little steady pace so that the folks
Utah
that
in downtown Salt Lake City, Utah tonight.
Can breathe a little bit, get some water, because it is.
We got folks that have assembled here on 8th South and 3rd West at the wall of murals of local victims of police brutality. Folks have gathered tonight for another rally this evening. This is one of, I believe, 3 that had went on for today. They're getting ready to march from the murals to downtown Salt Lake City, Pioneer Park. Pioneer Park here locally is known as a park that has dealt with brutality itself a lot in regards to the unsheltered and unhouseless population and relatives here. That park was actually part of Operation Rio Grande a couple years back, when they conducted major sweeps and stuff on homeless encampments and began criminalizing many of our unsheltered people and relatives. So here folks are about to march towards Pioneer Park, and they have some activities planned for there as well. So I'll go ahead and touch base with you guys here shortly. Like I said, this event is just barely starting tonight. So hold on. Actually, I think I'm gonna stay with y'all right now. Hold on.
No cops, no KKK, no racists, USA! No cops, no KKK, no fascists, USA! No cops, no KKK, no fascists, USA! No cops, no KKK, no fascists, USA! Whose streets? Our streets! Whose streets?
Here, you cut my other hand.
Take it to the streets! Fuck the police! Take it to the streets! Fuck the police! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No cops! No KKK! No fascist USA! No cops! No KKK! No fascist USA! No cops! No KKK! No fascist USA! Black Lives Matter! 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 Black Lives Matter!
All right, bet. Now we got the PA going.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! Take it to the street and fuck the police! Take it to the street and fuck the police! No gay cops in a racist system! No gay cops in a racist system! Safe in a racist system! No one's safe.
Again, folks, we're down here in downtown Salt Lake City, Utah, heading down 3rd West from the wall of murals on 8th South and 3rd West, heading towards Pioneer Park right now on 4th South and 3rd West.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Every single day! Every single day! Brick by brick, wall by wall, this whole damn system's got to fall! Brick by brick, wall by wall, this whole damn system's got to fall! Brick by brick,
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab the truck and meet y'all. Okay. She go out. Thank you. We'll go pick up the truck.
Drop the charges! Drop the charges!